coming in, moving into the outside, moving around Steve Riley pretty easily, coming back into the inside. Actually, he's got him blocked. Fran dilly-dallying around a little bit, couldn't find anybody. Sistrunk's in there. He was trying to throw it.
And Tark will be over holding his neck on the sideline after that one. Flaybo to kick to Colsey. Nearly blocked by Hendricks. The flag is down. I think he ran into the kicker, and it rolls out of bounds. Hendricks, who said he was going to block one today, nearly did, but he ran into the kicker. And it'll be brought back, and the Vikings will get a new life.
Well, then he didn't touch that ball, because if he touched it, you can hit the kicker, can't you, Kurt? I mean,
if the ball hits the ground,
all right, let's see. Here it is, right there. I don't believe he hit it, just a bad punt. That's what it was, and he ran into it. That's being into the wrong place at the wrong time. First down. That's
running into the kicker. Number 83, 5 yards, first down.
Biggest offense the Vikings have had been in the punting game when they blocked one and had their own guy hit.
If the ball hits the ground, or if he fumbles it, or he starts to run, then everything's off. And he's on his own. Foreman stopped at the 37-yard line. He was slowed down. He tried to get outside. John Matuzik on him there. Look at him.
Yeah, get it.
Come on, go get him.
Come on.
Filipiano and Matuzik.
Yes, sir.
Belting each other after they belt the Vikings.
As long as they do it in that order, it's okay.
Second down, 9.
It'll get awful quiet in that huddle in a little while.
I was going to ask you about that. What do you say?
He asked for help.
Second down, 9. Minnesota trailing 19-0. Targeting, looking.
He's got him open. There he is.
He's got him. That's Stu Boyd, the tight end, the first time they've gone to him. And the Vikings have a first down on the Oakland 47-yard line.
Hallelujah. There's still spirit out there. That play would never have been completed had there been any pressure on the quarterback. Had time. Boyd kept running. You just can't cover those guys down for a long time. I would imagine put a stopwatch on that. He had 5, maybe 6 seconds to throw the ball.
7 out of 19 for Fran Tarkenton. Vikings ball, first down on the Oakland 47. One of the few times the Vikings have been in Oakland territory. Passing all the time now. He gets away. Dropped and he's dumped in the 49 by Filipiano, the outside left linebacker who was coming. The Vikings expected that today against a 3-man line. They thought both outside linebackers would come.
He pulled on a quick sprint out. He had Charles Goodrum come from that left guard. And I think Fran had some words for Goodrum when he got up. He says, who in the heck's going to block Filipiano? He said, you expect me to pick him up? And that sort of, but he missed it. Filipiano came inside, got it.
6 backs are coming on the field in the secondary for Oakland. Neil Colsey, 20. Phillips comes in. Second down, 14 for the Vikes. Going against the prevent defense. Flag is down.
Good move by Colsey. Boy, did Colsey zero in there. That thing could have gone wide open, Kurt. Little middle draw. They had 5 backs in there. Colsey was keying on that back. There's a flag down. Defensive holding, I believe they call it.
Against Oakland, that'll give the Vikings an automatic first down. So they got a running into the kicker penalty that retained the ball for the Vikings. Now they get another first down on a penalty.
And they got another one earlier on a holding penalty. So they made 3 of their first downs through penalty.
You know, we had an unusual game, the Oakland-New England game. 7 times in that game, New England got first downs on penalties, I think, which is the second most in the history of the National Football League, where penalties gave them first down.
Defense number 47.
Later in the game,
5 yards, first down.
The penalties went against New England. They have a matter of evening out. Fred Biletnikoff, who's caught 3 passes today, just signed a new contract, middle of the year, very quietly. First down, Minnesota on the Oakland 46. Holding was against Charlie Phillips. There's a pass. It's complete. Right down to the 25-yard line to Ahmad Rashad. Now the Vikings are moving with a pass.
Yes, sir. That was
Willie Brown.
A little turn in, a deep turn in, actually, and he threw it right in the middle of some Oakland players. Let's see Rashad come from the outside, number 28. They're playing him deep. Hendricks has got his back to him. That's where he made his first mistake. Didn't watch the ball there. He's turning around to see what's happening. That's Skip Thomas that comes. Willie Brown that comes over and puts the tackle on him. Ahmad
2.5
Rashad.
minutes to go in the third period. Vikings quickly up. Here's the pitch to Foreman. Foreman slips and still gets to the 21-yard line where Charlie Phillips, second-year player, he also played in the Rose Bowl. A lot of them in this game. Bradshaw of Ohio State, Bella, USC, Charlie Davis, USC, Willie Hall, USC, Skip Thomas, USC, Colsey, Ohio State, Phillips of USC from Oakland in the Rose Bowl game.
And Manfred Moore is kind of a story. You know, he came in from the last game, was cut by Tampa. Oakland picked him up. I'm told that a lot of that had to do with so many of the guys that on the Oakland team that worked for USC recommended him so highly they picked him up. Could be a $30,000 swing for that young fella.
Second down, 6. The drop. Now he's going deep, and it is incomplete.
That's almost time to throw a flag.
Sammy White goes down.
Tarkington saying he's face guarding.
Skip Thomas. It's not face guarding unless he waves his hand.
Well,
he can have his back to the passer. He could be looking at the receiver, but it's not face guarding unless he's waving his hand. He has to wave his hand.
Went in, looks like actually slid into the side of the stadium over there. He's holding his knee. We'll take another look at it here. Let's just see what we can find. Willie Hall, number 39, you see from the linebacker position, is blitzing. He had him open there for a while. Skip is up trying to defend. Sammy White saying that he interfered with it. It's a close call, Kurt, because that really is almost the same thing as holding a guy. Here's where he slides on in. Tripped into the wall. Looks to me like he hit his left knee, but I believe he's holding his right. But he hit it pretty good. Anyway, they didn't call it. They're coming back. Skip's going to be taken off the field. Sammy had him by a step or two that time. Skip says every time they take he didn't like for people to take pictures of him. He was calling him Dr. Death a while ago. He says every time they take a picture, they rob a little bit of my soul. I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to go up and take any pictures of him.
He's not too bashful. He has that Dr. Death printed on his car.
I'd say not.
So we'll have a replacement now. Charlie Phillips is into the lineup. Right now, the Raiders are in a prevent defense. John Madden has his team on top by 19 points with 1:35 to go in the third quarter. And the Vikings now are moving the ball. They have driven from their 36 to the Raider 21. Third down, 6 to go. Off to Foreman. Foreman is short of a first down. He goes to the 18-yard line. The tackle, Ted Hendricks, number 83, who's gone from Baltimore to Green Bay to Oakland.
Seeing them run on a third down and a long 6 just tells you one thing, that they know already that if they don't make it, they're going to try it again on 4th. I don't blame them. It's a little bit more than a minute. They're 19 points down. Now about 4th and a long 3. I would say that if Tarkington does what he usually does, he's going to try some sort of rollout or try to get that ball to Foreman.
4th down and 3 to go for Minnesota.
Looking for Foreman.
Out. There it is. He's got him. And he's out of bounds. That's one of their patented plays. The little dinks, the rollouts, the short stabbing passes are Tarkington's patent plays, and he completed that one. And what do we have down there?
Looks like Chuck Foreman may still be down, Kurt. I can't see. It's let's just take another look at it. As you say, it's a quick little slide. You see Monty Johnson coming out to the outside trying to cover Foreman man-to-man. Almost impossible. I think I can outrun Johnson. I'm not sure. He hits him, goes outside, can't see what happens, but one of them is down, and I think it's Foreman. And he is coming on off, looks like, to the sideline. Now, what? Talk about knocking a hole in your offense.
He's been their offense today. He's had 5 catches, 62 yards. He's run the ball for 62. Sammy Johnson replaces him, number 48. First and goal to go, Minnesota on the Raider 8-yard line. Targeting again to pass. It's out there, wide open, touchdown. A touchdown for the Vikings. Sammy White, Rookie of the Year in the National Conference, who caught 10 touchdowns during the regular season. He beat Neil Colsey in that far side of the end zone. And the Vikings score on a well-executed 64-yard drive.
Well, Colsey came in for Skip Thomas. We saw him was injured a while ago. He was just wide open, out to the outside. They had kind of a inside-out combination pattern. They put a man in motion. Here it is again. Good protection. Right on the money.
That was the first catch for Sammy White. kick is good by Fred Cox. And this may perk the Vikings up now. 47 seconds to go in the third period. That's their first sustained drive of the game. They took it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays. They were helped by 2 penalties. The costly one running into the kicker by the Raiders. And that's usually very critical. That's Tarkenton's first Super Bowl touchdown pass. How many times have you seen a game change? Fourth down, you're about to give the ball up. They run into your kicker, that gives you new life, and the Vikings took it right on in. There's the drive, 12 plays, 68 yards. They don't want a lot of time on any more drives. Time's against them. Hubie Ginn and Carl Garrett are deep for Fred Cox's kickoff. The last 1 minute of the half. Third period. Garrett out to the 20, 25, finds a hole.
Good move again.
35, look at him go. He's stopped at the 37 or 38-yard line. He has really been picking his way today, Carl Garrett. Fred Cox down helping make the tackle after kicking off.
Fred Cox has been there for a long time. He's the guy he's like the last stop. No holds barred, they say. Just bring him right on in there. That was Manfred Moore, the guy we were talking about earlier, that blocked Fred Cox that time.
First down. Raiders ball.
Look out.
Look out, there they go. They went after him that time. Now the Vikings suddenly fired up. That's their first sack of the game.
I would say that out of this 106,000 people we have here, the majority of them have been Viking fans. It's been rather quiet. You'll see Alan Page really take care of Upshaw pretty quickly. He went to the inside, then came to the outside real quick. He left Upshaw there. But this is not a comfortable sight because really you see a blitz coming in from the other side too. We saw Matt Blair come. He took all of his auxiliary blockers, left 1-on-1 for Page. Right behind Page was Sutherland.
Vikings are going to have to gamble on defense now with 17 seconds to go in the third period. Raiders in a straight handoff. Van Egan short 3 yards to his 30. Third and 18 for Oakland. The Vikings now feel a upsurge after driving for the score. They've had 2 successful defensive plays here, and that's the gun of the end of the third quarter with a score. The Oakland Raiders 19 and the Minnesota Vikings 7. Raiders ball on their own 30. Edwin Newman will be correcting our grammar today. Ball's on the 30-yard line of the Raiders, third and 18. First play of the fourth period is a run. Davis outside. Davis made. Oh, he's short of a first down. He stopped on his own 45-yard line. He's been getting outside today. He had a 15-yard gain, but he's still short.
Unusual call again. Third 18. Run Davis to the outside. They must know something. It must be a different kind of defensive alignment. Won't even pretend to know what it is, but an unusual call. What do you think, Kurt?
It was, but he's had 133 yards, and 3 or 4 of his runs have picked up the yardage in that outside play. There is Len Willis, Ohio State, back as a safety man. 4th and 3 for the Raiders. Ray Guy in punt formation. The Vikings will get the ball right back again. Going after him. High kick.
All right.
Willis back. Watch it. It takes a bounce that was touched by Hubie Ginn going down the field. And they'll touch it down at the 22-yard line. Chuck Foreman's back in that Viking backfield. The Vikings have 181 yards total offense. Foreman, by rushing or passing, has accounted for 108 of those yards. They need him. Vikings on their 22, 19-7. Oakland ahead. Early in the fourth period. In behind Miller.
Nobody open.
Robert Miller.
Nobody open that time, Kurt. Trying to hit a little quick shot out to his right. Was well covered. Had good protection that time. You'll see it from the outside. Trying to hit Foreman. Actually seeing that slot coming in the middle there. Pretty good coverage. Came back, threw it wide. High, wide, and outside. Incomplete. Pretty good place to throw it because that was also covered.
By the way, Skip Thomas has returned to the lineup after trying to run through the concrete wall. He beat the concrete. Second down, 10. Vikings ball on their 22. Running a slot formation left.
Foreman's out wide out there, but they're going to run up the middle.
They go to their 25-yard line, Robert Miller. And he's tackled by Willie Hall.
You know, Foreman's 6'2", 207 pounds. He's listed in the program, but he has the kind of more of a willowy sort of build than some of the other running backs in the league. And we mentioned at the beginning of this telecast, as we look at Alan Page on the sideline, that he is probably the best combination runner, pass receiver in football today. He really can do it all. He's an excellent receiver, so you love to have him flanked out wide because he's as good as anybody they got, and they got Sammy White and Ahmad Rashad, who are not any slouches at all.
3rd and 7. 6 defensive backs in there for Oakland. Right down the middle they go to Sammy White. White is stopped, but he has a first down at the 39-yard line of the Vikings. He's hit there by Thomas and Charlie Phillips. First down, Minnesota.
No pressure on the quarterback. Doing a good job now. Now, that time they didn't bring any linebackers. I would say that Oakland's playing a little more conservative. They've got a lead, 12-point lead. They're not sending those linebackers in there. They're going to let the 3 guys try to rush. The 3 guys are not going to be able to put a good, strong rush on it.
Sometimes you get conservative and let up that momentum. If the Vikings could score again, they'll have the charge going for them. From their 39, Targeting. Chased around by Sistrom, lets it go, and it's complete to Miller. Miller grabbed the ball in desperation over there. And a hard rush that time by Otis Sistrunk to right end. Let's see what happened to Tarkington.
Well, he did a couple of twists and turns and couldn't find anybody open, and he completed that one for a -2. Looking to the outside there, they still had just the 3 guys. You saw Matusak and Sistrunk get to him at about the same time, and they didn't touch him too lightly. They laid it to him that time. Smacked him pretty good.
They call him a scrambler, but doesn't scramble much anymore.
No, that's right.
He carried the ball only 26 times in 14 games this year. 1.5 runs a game for him.
Draw
play.
play. Good move by
No, they
Sistrunk.
had that one. Otis Sistrunk was laying there and said, "Come to me, baby, right here."
Well, Dave
Here I am.
Dave Rowe and Hendricks both were in the inside. You know, we've talked about, you see Rowe in the middle, 74. Here's Hendricks from the outside, 83. Make a rush. They read the draw pretty well. Sistrunk's going to throw off Steve Riley, come to the inside. And that was Rowe. We've talked about that's his job. He hangs in the middle, waits for those draws.
3rd down, 11 to go. Right down the
Got
middle
him.
again. Oh.
Did they hit him?
Held on.
Helmet that went
I
off.
don't know how he held on to that Sammy White, but he did. A remarkable catch. Even more an improbable catch was Skip Thomas and Jack Tatum jackknifing him as he caught the ball for a first down on the Oakland 45-yard line.
I think that ball, in my opinion, was thrown with more authority than I've seen Fran throw all day. Nothing fancy. Atkinson's letting him go to the inside. He catches the ball. Watch this. 26 goes wham. Skip Thomas. Wham. 32. Tatum. Off goes the headgear, but he held on to the ball. First down for the Vikings.
Bob Grimm has replaced him, number 26. White has caught 3 passes today for 40 yards, but what a catch that was.
And that was a 3rd down and long, too, Kurt. That's when you got to have them catch it.
They needed that one. Minnesota on Oakland 44. The Vikings right now are moving against the Raiders since midway in the 3rd period. Fake, target, and throws.
Stu Voigt.
Short one. Stu Voigt, the tight end. And he was covered by George Atkinson.
Little fake in the middle, Kurt. That's a little running play. They have a kind of a delayed draw off that where Fran will sprint out from the quarterback position, lay the ball in the guy's stomach. He goes off tackle. That time faked it, rolled to the outside. I think he was really trying to get it to his back. That was covered. He looks back to the inside. Voigt comes across from his tight end position.
At one time, the Raiders had an overwhelming edge in plays and scrimmage. Now the Vikings are starting to catch up. 2nd down and 2. Foreman drop.
That's Monty
Tremendous
Johnson.
charge there. Monty Johnson, the left linebacker, coming through.
All right, that was the time, just that middle linebacker. They're sitting back there. They read formations. They'll read the guards sometime. I don't know what his particular key was, but he read it well. Slipped through. Nobody got him. He was back there about the time that Foreman had the ball. Now they're back into another pretty good 3rd down situation. This is a tough situation, Kurt, because it's almost too long to run, and it's not quite long enough to use those little quick flare-out passes. What are you going to do, Francis?
3rd and 4. He's been making the 3rd down plays there since midway in the third quarter, been converting them. He'll pass for it. He's under the rush. Now he throws on the run.
That's intercepted.
Willie Hall, the 40. Hall stopped at the 46. Willie Hall grabs another one off for the Raiders.
No
as
way.
he did during the season.
No way should you ever throw that ball. No way. He had when the play's not going well, you start make one move. If it's not there, throw it away. That one was thrown down the middle. That's where it's going to be picked off.
Nobody like to have that one back.
Yeah, nobody in the stadium knows better than number 10 that he would love to have that one back. Here it goes. Sistrunk to the inside. That's Hendricks, 83 to the outside. Look at Rowe. He finally got out of the middle. He's trying to throw it across the middle, but that was a desperation throw. Really had a lot of pressure. No need to throw it. Here we're back to live action. Up the middle, very little gain. Was that Van Egan?
Alan Page stopping Mark Van Egan. The Raiders have really gone conservative. They've been trying to sit on this lead. They're now in their 47 with a 2nd and 9. They have thrown very little in the second half. Time moving along, 9:45 to play. The Raiders led at halftime by a score of 16-0. As they just romped up and down the field in the first half. Not so in this half. Van Egan and Davis, the running back, sets behind. It's off to Davis. Davis looks for the cut, and he just to the 50-yard line, and that's all. Where Alan Page met him and Carl Eller.
I think you hit it, Kurt. I think really, for Oakland's sake, they are playing a little bit too conservative.
3rd down, 6. 19-7. Oakland ahead. 9 minutes to play. Oakland on their 49. This is Stabler's drop back. Hey, wide open. Biletnikoff. 25, 20, 10, 5. Down. Fred Biletnikoff wide open. Brought down from behind by Bobby Bryant. I could have hit him that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, there'll be some defensive coaches running that play back and forth, Say, wait a minute, guys. How many times have we gone over that coverage? He's coming into the inside. They messed up on the defensive coverage. He had, all right, didn't have that much time. Almost got in there was Jim Marshall. But you'll see Nate Wright, number 43. He's over on the outside. That was a 48-yard completion. We didn't say that Biletnikoff was a speedster, did we? We just said he had great hands.
No, but I tell you one thing he does. We didn't see it there. He catches the ball. He can really spin or pivot on you and get away. Very quick feet. What he really has, quick hands and quick feet. Oakland now just set a new Super Bowl record for total yardage, 407 yards. The old record held by Green Bay in the first Super Bowl game, 358 yards. Where Max McGee got out of bed early.
Yeah.
Came out and scored 2 touchdowns in that first Super Bowl game.
Got out early or late. You never know for sure. That time he was wide open. Kurt, again, I think it was just a mix-up in the defensive coverage by the Wright boys. Could have been Nate or Jeff, don't know who, but they left somebody wide open down the middle, and that was Biletnikoff.
Manasak, Clarence Davis, whistle, something thrown on the field.
There sure was. That was going to be a delayed draw to Clarence Davis, it looked like, from up here. So I'm sure they'll come back. He'll probably change that particular play. He let Minnesota have a look at it. Never can tell. Most offensive teams have a set kind of plays that they run down in here because the defense plays a certain kind of defense, a goal line defense. They usually try to stop the gaps, block up those holes, make everybody have odd man blocking or at least straight ahead blocking. Let's see what they're going to do.
First down, goal to go for the Raiders. Pete Manasak. Manasak's in. Touchdown. The veteran has 2 touchdowns. There goes the ball up in the stands. He'll be fined. He doesn't care. He gets more money and they'll fine him.
All right.
15 grand if they hold on to their win. So the Raiders score again. Their first touchdown of the second half.
The only thing that's different is that they went over the right instead of the left, but they did pull out George Beater, the right guard, to lead that play. They sent in Lawrence, as you talked about earlier, the reserve tackle. He was in there in that time. Nobody was there. Page tried to do it, couldn't get there quick enough. There you go. There's $200.
Now, you can smell that goal line, though, Manasak. Earl Mann's kick is good, and the Raiders have increased their lead now. There's the managing general partner of the Raiders, Al Davis, who's been set back in his dream to win a Super Bowl, and now he may be almost there. Unless the Vikings put on a miracle rally. Sammy White out to the 20, 25, 30, and down to the 32-yard line, the Vikings ball. That was a big interception for Willie Hall.
You bet it
Stopped
was.
the Viking drive. If they could have got in and scored, we might have had a tight one. But Willie Hall picked it off, and the Raiders come right back and cash in on the touchdown. Rodrigo Barnes went down to make the tackle for the Raiders. It'll be the Vikings' ball on their 32-yard line with a first down.
Now, if they're going to put too much pressure on him, let him throw those little ones.
They swing forward out in motion. That's Miller. Miller dancing at the 30 and goes down to the 35-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain. The Raiders will let him have that.
Yeah.
Ted Hendricks pulled him down, 2nd and 7. As you all know, Madden in 8 years as the head coach has averaged 10 or 11 wins a year. But in the playoffs, they've been dumped. They've never been to the Super Bowl. He's been frustrated. As he said, I can't believe I'm here. I want to enjoy it all. He's out here early. Al Davis, the same way. And the Raiders have been accused of choking and never winning the big one. Now they're ahead 26-7. Target is passed off the hands of Chuck Foreman. A little high for him.
Well, it was really in his arms that, if anything, it was maybe thrown a little bit quick. It was thrown before he turned around. He didn't adjust to it when the ball got there. If you're trying to really take up for him, the sun could have been in his eyes.
You know, Don, the AFC has won 7 of the 10 Super Bowl games, 7 of the last 8, and 4 in a row.
The only thing I'd say is that they did a little realigning, Kurt. You got some Pittsburgh has picked up 2 of those, and that was the old NFC. We got the Cowboys.
New players.
Yeah, that's right. Let's all settle down out here.
Right. 3rd and 7.
They'll let him have those.
They have a first down on that one. That's Stu Voigt, the tight end. He got up, nobody around him, kept moving. Clock is down to 6:39 to play. Vikings will have the ball on their 47-yard line.
On the 47.
There was one of your low scoop ups. He's got the ball. Really a little surprised not to find anybody around him. A couple of pretty good blocks, and there's our guy again going for the nose.
Quick snap.
Oh, boy,
And that's
Dave Rowe.
broken up by Dave Rowe. Where'd he come from? He's
Right out
supposed
of
to
the
be
middle
playing
where he's been all
the
day.
nose guard, and he's running out in the right flank on that one.
Well, they're not getting much of a pass rush, Kurt. I don't think they're trying to do it. They want Francis just to put the ball up. They're going to eventually get back there to him in time. He's trying to dump it off to the short guys. They're going to let him have those.
33 passes attempted today by Tarkington. 16 completion. That's the actual number here. I imagine we have some no-shows. We would have had a lot of no-shows with the rain that we had all week, but what a gorgeous day Pasadena's given us. This one is complete to Rashad. Rashad at the 30, and he's down at the 28-yard line of Oakland by Phil Villapiano. And Tarkington said, let's get up there and get moving now.
Right.
We're down to 6 minutes to play.
He zipped that one pretty good down into that middle zone. That's what they're playing. Had Rashad coming back across the middle, threaded it right between a couple of linebackers, and hit him right in the numbers. There's another little quick flip. Look out.
There he
he goes.
is.
Goodbye.
Handoff. Willie Brown on his way.
Goodbye,
Willie
Willie.
Brown, the veteran.
They're not
He waited for that one. 14
Oh.
years Willie waited,
There you
and he
go.
scored a Super Bowl. Touchdown. Look at the Raiders come on the
Party is
field.
over.
The whole squad is going over there.
Well, they love Willie. He's been there for a long time.
Look at him mobbing.
You're right. He sat back. They were waiting for that little dink out to the outside, trying to look at that guy. Willie Brown.
He's a defensive captain, all-pro many times. He has been better this year than he's been the last 2 or 3 years. And 14 years, watch him grab this one.
Well, it was almost picked off by Hendricks before he got out to Brown. He was trying to hit Semi White on a little quick square out. There's nothing to it. No foot race there. There's Fran made a little move after him.
Willie Brown has scored a 75-yard touchdown. Bud Grant doesn't change much his pressure.
No.
It's now 32-7. The kick is up,
He missed another one.
and it's no good. That's 2 extra points Earl Mann has missed.
And,
Fred Steinfurt was a regular kicker, and he hurt his knee. And Willie Brown has just turned in a spectacular 75-yard pass interception touchdown run. That is a new Super Bowl record for an intercepted pass. The Raiders have broken the all-time total offense record of the Green Bay Packers going all the way back to Super Bowl I, and Willie Brown now has an individual record.
I like to see that on the sideline. You know, these guys are teammates. They spend an awful lot of time together for a major portion of 6 months out of the year. So they got some strong friends. Big kickoff here.
Lenny Willis on the 8. And Green there. He gets it out to the 26. The Vikings have lost 3 previous Super Bowl games, but this is the worst pasting they've taken of the Super Bowl.
Right. I think that was Carl Garrett that made that tackle. He was the guy that picked him up on his shoulder and says, I can do everything. I'm one of your basic all-around athletes. Here we go. Pretty good kickoff. Little short. Trying to follow some blocks in there. They're cutting him into the inside. There's Carl Garrett in his basic football position.
Bob Lee going in now, quarterback. They've taken Tarkenton out.
That's no surprise. Fran will still make more money out of this game than anybody else in it. He's smooth.
Bob Lee at Pacific, his 8th year. 5:33 to go, 32-7 Oakland. Lee's toss over the head of the intended receiver, Stu Boyd, the tight end.
General Lee had a heck of a season down in Atlanta one year. He had them all going, and you get kind of in a good rhythm, and there was a time when they were calling the General Lee coming through, marching all down there. They had a great 4, 5, 6 games put together. Tough season for the Coach Grant there. Tough season for Francis again. But 16 years in the league, he's had a lot of fun, I assume, and he's got compiled an awful lot of records. And those things will come in handy when you're old and gray. They'll keep you warm.
Second down, 10. Flag is down. Passes to Clinton, Sammy White, but a flag was dropped.
That was Hendricks that came up from his linebacker position. Ted's been playing really consistent ball for him. He's the guy that they look to, that linebacker, although Monty Johnson calls the defensive signals. But Hendricks has been around for a while, too, Kurt. He's a guy that had a little trouble finding a home and has really found one here in Oakland.
The Mad Stork. We had a motion penalty on this last play. Lee going back. You see the flag drop right there it goes, just way by him. I think it's on Robert Miller. That's 2 motion penalties on him.
That's Phil Yaw that came in. The guy that you mentioned is the biggest man in football. Was really replaced by Matusak. I guess about, halfway, a third of the way through the season. Phil Yaw had a little injury. They brought Matusak in, and he filled in and never really did relinquish his job back to Phil Yaw. That time he came in, put good pressure. They think he can really be a great one because of his size and his basic natural ability.
3rd and 5. They let him have the 5-yard pass. The down advance. Bob Lee again. Lee now out of the pocket.
Run, look out.
And he is whipped down there at the 36-yard line. Right on him, Herb McMath, who's now in the lineup as John Madden starts to send his subs in. McMath's the rookie from Morningside of Iowa. It'll be 4th.
Total domination.
They're going to bring in the yard sticks. Madden's very relaxed now.
From the first quarter, Kurt, I got the feeling that Oakland was, they had this thing going, and it was almost a mismatch from the first time they had the ball.
You know, Don, we saw Oakland all year, and they really are a team that they had a lot of narrow escapes early in the year. They weren't very impressive. They were winning. They lost only 1 game this year. They got really trampled at New England. But the game that probably really made them was when they beat Cincinnati in that Monday night game. Everybody thought they would play with not too much enthusiasm,
right,
but they played a great all-around game. They wanted to play Pittsburgh and show the nation they could beat Pittsburgh. They did, and they just kept coming on after that.
They sure did. A lot of people thought that they used it up against Cincinnati, too. You know, I don't think he made it.
They stopped him.
Yeah.
That's Monty Johnson sliding over to hit Chuck Foreman. Of course, they had a narrow escape against New England in the playoffs, scoring with 10 seconds to go to squeeze by that one.
I think it's unfair when, a lot of people say, well, the best teams are not in the Super Bowl. I disagree with that because they all play the same rules, same kind of situation, same deal, and the 2 teams that wind up here deserve it.
Raiders have the ball. On the Minnesota 36, Mike Ray is the new quarterback. Van Egan turns the corner and is stopped just short of the 30-yard line, hit down by Bobby Bryant. Let's take a look at some of these individual figures. The leading ground gainer has been Clarence Davis, 137 yards. That is Lee, the reserve quarterback. Van Egan now has 68 yards. Oh, he and
Actually, he just...
Davis have had good running days. The entire Oakland club has been tremendous offensively because they've broken an all-time Super Bowl record for most yards gained and passing.
Surprisingly impressed with their defense. They just shut Minnesota out.
Second down 5.
Look at that move.
That's Hubie Ginn, the reserve back.
Hey.
He's been all around, too, and he's in the Super Bowl swag.
They just took Jim Marshall and Carl Eller out and replaced them with James White and Mark Mulaney. So I guess the Vikings know what's happening, too. It's about all over, folks. Look out, Mike Ray. And that was he's still up. And that is James White, I believe, 72. It looked like to me that was
35 is the highest points ever scored in the Super Bowl by a team. The Raiders have 32. This one figured to be a high-scoring game, but close. Although the Raiders were 5.5-point picks, those odds kept going up in favor of the Raiders as the week went by. 3:26 to go. That the Raiders have dominated. The Vikings had a chance. They scored 19-7. They came back on a drive early in the fourth quarter. If they could have scored again, they would have made it 19-13 or 14. But Willie Hall intercepted a pass, and the Raiders went on and scored another touchdown. And Willie Brown grabbed one and ran 75. Well, they'd had it all the way in just about every department. We're down to 3:24 to play. That's Mark Van Egan. James White stopped him. Chuck Foreman, sad, of course.
Not too happy with his contract either. There's been some talk that he says, hey, I've got to have some more to play. Everybody feels that way, but I imagine right now he's thinking, I just wish we could have all played better.
32-7 Oakland.
It's a great hand for Mark Van Egan as he comes off.
Van Egan gets a hand. There's Biletnikoff. He has been called Biletnikoff.
Fred Biletnikoff
gets the most valuable player.
And look at this
that
fella.
Ray get out of there. He slips and falls down. He may be short of a first down. Biletnikoff has been awarded the car and the most valuable player of the game. Fred.
He played well. He really has.
4 for 79. He made some key catches down around the goal line to set up touchdown. Ronnie Johnson hugging him. Very quiet, Biletnikoff. Doesn't have much to say. Lets his hands do the talking.
That's his hands do the talking. He does it with Braille. Well, it's fourth down.
2-minute warning. Different moods by different coaches.
Different strokes for different folks.
There are 4 Oakland players that came into this game that played in Super Bowl II, Oakland's only other appearance. And the veterans have done all right today. Banaszak has scored 2 touchdowns. Biletnikoff, the most valuable player, and Willie Brown intercepted a pass and ran for a touchdown. Dean Upshaw was the other man.
He hadn't done bad either, has he?
He certainly opened some holes.
Somebody has up in there. I'm telling you, they really, particularly that first half, they ran almost scot-free in the middle of that line.
That's Hubie Ginn, 29. Clarence Davis at 137. Van Egan, 72. Stabler hit 12 out of 19. One of his decent days. And when he could hit 60-65%, that's a Stabler day.
So, they're happy over there now.
Vikings ball as they get the defensive team on. I want to thank Joe Costanza for research and statistics. Dr. Wood, Robert Wood, the team physician of the Dodgers, whose hobby is hanging around football booths besides medicine. They did a great job. And our spotters, Denny Mnuchin and Chuck Panama. Thanks to all. And the clock running to 1:50. It's just handoff. Hit somebody now. Brett McClanahan tackled there. Very disappointing day for the Vikings, Don.
Sure is. I want to thank you, Kurt. You've been a heck of a nice guy, and I've really enjoyed this year. This has been fun. Our 14th telecast together. It's been a lot of fun. Nice place to end it up, right here at the old Super Bowl. Kenny, you're all right, fella.
I'll tell you, every one that we did, I look forward to doing it with you. Here's the pass. Nearly intercepted that time by 51. Rodrigo Barnes. Oh, Rodrigo wants the Super Bowl score, too.
Was actually knocked down by one of his own men that time. I think that was Floyd Rice that was in there and knocked that one down. Jim Marshall, what a guy.
Remarkable.
Yeah, 39 years old. Really is super guy. 17th year of the National Football League.
Oldest player to ever start a Super Bowl game today, 39. Never missed a game since he's been with the Vikings.
And he also is like, he's not in one of those positions where he doesn't get hit. He gets hit every time he lines up or he hits somebody. Again, nice guy, varied interest. Find him an enjoyable person to know.
Bob Lee fading again on third down.
Sammy White.
He's got him out there, Sammy White, for a first down at the 33. We'll see a lot of this rookie. Runs low to the ground. Yeah, I had a talk when I was on a hunting trip with Barrett Bryan. I said, who's the best quarterback you ever coached? He said, name us the greatest athlete. David was my best quarterback at Alabama.
I almost played for the Bear at Texas A&M.
Is that right?
Yep, really did. He was down at Texas A&M when I was a senior in high school. Wanted to play for him. I really admire him. Alan Page, also a good one. Carl Eller has been around for a long time. They're not happy, Kurt. They didn't play as well as, I don't believe they played as well as they could either, but they certainly didn't play well enough today. They really never were really in the ballgame.
You could see that Oakland was sharp right from the opening drive when they took the opening kickoff in their 33 and marched it right down to the 12. They were off the ball. Their timing was good. You could just see it was going to be one of their days that they've been having the last 6 weeks of the season.
They even missed that opening field goal, but, you know, that was I said, well, you know, a lot of times when that happens early in the game, that team goes flat. But the next time they got the ball, they came right back and did it again. You were talking about those Oakland fans earlier, Kurt. They could have sold 50, 60,000 tickets up in Oakland alone for this ball game. They lined up. They've got 50-some-odd thousand season ticket holders up there. And as you mentioned earlier, we've done 4 games, I think, in Oakland this year, and they really are rabid fans.
Here's a man whose biggest booster is his own players. They all told me during this week that John Madden, the last 6 weeks, has done a master job of game planning and preparing them for each game. And there's Bud Grant. A lot of people think he's sort of a cold fish. I want to tell you, that's one of the most remarkable men I've ever met. I've been on a fishing trip with him for a week, and I can see why he has such great regard and respect by his players. Sammy Johnson swinging out of the backfield to take that one. We're down to 1:18 to go. 32-7, Oakland, a one-sided game. They have dominated play except for perhaps 10 minutes of the game, late in the third period, early in the fourth period. The Vikings showed some flurry of offense and had stopped the Raiders' offense themselves. Look at that grin.
Yeah, it's one of those smug kind of grins. He says, I want to just jump up and down and yell, but I can't do that. It's national TV.
Second down, 8. Lee's pass is out. It's complete. And Atkinson makes the hit on Sammy White again. White's rolling up some pass receptions now.
Nobody seems to care, though. Nobody's really even watching. You see Willie Brown, Biletnikoff.
Matt Blair, the outside linebacker. Vikings have called timeout. The ball is resting on the Oakland 30 with 42 seconds remaining. And the score 32-7 Oakland. Our thanks to Commissioner Pete Rozelle, his entire staff, particularly Don Weiss, Director of Public Relations, Bob Cochran, the broadcast coordinator, and all the 28 clubs, their public relations departments, the coaching staffs for their cooperation all during the regular season. One last look at the all-time record Super Bowl crowd. Willie Brown, a pass interception. Pete Banasak, 2 touchdowns, and Biletnikoff. Lee's pass, complete to Sammy Johnson. Johnson trying to get to the sideline. Charlie Phillips finally tackled him. That's Chuck Foreman.
That's, I think I see tears coming down the guy's eyes. He's an emotional player. You hate to see anybody, you know, as a great athlete, anybody, but, you know, it's just not the kind of day he's looking for. That's a pretty good comment right there on the Minnesota Vikings day.
The Vikings have a first down now on the Raider 13 with 31 seconds to go. Study and contrast as you watch that. Now look at these fellas. Relax, smile. They have the first place money, 15 grand. The Vikings have 7,500.
Some gotta win, some gotta lose. Good time, Madden's. He ain't got no blues.
There it is to Stu Voigt, the tight end. And he's over for a touchdown. The Vikings get another score. Too little but too late, though. George Atkinson rode him into the end zone. Stu Boyd has scored. That makes it 32-13 Oakland.
Quick swing out to that tight end. Voigt really was uncovered. You see Atkinson trying to hit him up tight. Good little stiff arm there by Voigt. Much bigger than Atkinson, and just carried him into the end zone.
Fred Cox will try the point. (32-14). We'll see Oakland once more in the offense. These fellows will be celebrating tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So will the city of Oakland. Oakland now is becoming the city of champions. They won the NBA basketball title year before last. They won 3 World Baseball Series in a row 2 years ago, capping off their 3rd, and now they're the champs of football. How about one city winning 3 major sport championships in the space of 3 years?
It's not bad. These two guys right here, you see, side by side, have great admiration for each other. Bud Grant, Fran Tarkenton, both have stood up for one another in times in the past. They have mutual respect, and both of them truly are outstanding performers in their individual fields. Bud Grant has a way of putting together winners, and Fran Tarkenton has a way of being part of those winners.
Somebody once described Grant as a man who had a stranglehold on reality.
Stranglehold on reality.
In other words, he's very practical. Let's see if the Vikings try an onside kick. They are grabbed there by Ciani. Mike Ciani of Villanova, star shortstop in college, grabbed it. Oakland's ball with 21 seconds to go. Long years of frustration for Oakland. Can't win the big one. Best record in football the last 13 years.
Second
Winning
best in Minnesota.
Well, in the 70s, Minnesota the best. But over the 13-year period, Oakland the best record, but couldn't win the Super Bowl. Today they've done it. Carl Ellis. Look at this. This looks like the old game of, what do you call it? Scrum?
Slow out the old rugby match. There it is.
We're at a countdown.
Counting down is right. There he
That's
is.
a job. That's the toughest job Oakland's had today. Lifting John Madden up. They got him up there. 250 pounds. Off they go. And the Raiders have won the Super Bowl championship. They are the world champs, and they did it most decisively and very impressively with a final score, Oakland 32 and Minnesota 14.
Not an empty seat anywhere. And we are indeed down to 2 survivors, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Rams. And good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and they talk about survivors. I guess that's what I feel like after being here since last Tuesday.
It's true, and I wonder if maybe the Rams, even though they don't say that there's a home field advantage, the Rams were going home to their own homes every evening after a practice at a small place away from all the trouble that a lobby can make. I saw Franco Harris signing autographs patiently, but how many times can you do that and not have it fog you up a little bit?
You asked me another interesting question a minute ago, I think, Tom. Would it be an advantage, you think, for a guy like Vince Ferragamo, the Ram quarterback, to not have been through a week like this before?
I can't think of any advantage of that. The one thing I do think that if the Rams are going to win, I think they have to gamble early and get in the game. And if they get in the game and stay there, they might be able to win the football game.
I do know that you've been down talking to Ray Malavasi and to the Steeler coaches. What did they tell you? Anything last minute?
Well, Malavasi is going to use some people in motion, going to use some 3 outside receiver formations, maybe some trips. And I think if he does that, he might be able to get on the board early and make Pittsburgh really play.
You know, we talk so much in the National Football League about turnovers and how important they are. I think the most amazing statistic about this game is the fact that these two teams lead the NFL in regular season in turnovers. Pittsburgh 52 and the Rams 50.
And of course, Pittsburgh was getting 416 points while turning the ball over. One thing, the Pittsburgh defense doesn't have any guests on it. They're all tacklers, maybe the best tackling defensive ball club I've ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the starting defense of the Los Angeles Rams. At left end, 9-year veteran, number 85, Jack Youngblood. At left tackle, 5-year veteran, number 79, Mike Fanning. At right tackle, an 8-year veteran, number 90, Larry Brooks. At right end, an 11-year veteran, number 89, Fred Dreyer. At left linebacker, 7-year veteran, number 53, is Jim Youngblood. At middle linebacker, 10-year veteran, number 64, Jack Reynolds. At right linebacker, a 3-year veteran, number 59, Bob Brzezinski. The left cornerback, 4-year veteran, number 27, Pat Thomas. Right cornerback, 5-year veteran, number 49, Rod Perry. At strong safety, 9-year veteran, number 42, Dave Elmendorf. At free safety, 3-year veteran, number 21, is Nolan Cromwell. Head coach Ray Malavasi and the rest of the NFC champion Los Angeles Rams.
I wonder how many Steeler fans we have, Patrick. We almost have as big a crowd for Pittsburgh, I think, as Los Angeles.
And they've been here an awful long time. When we got here at 10 o'clock this morning, the parking lot was already full.
That is a macho defensive ball club, though. The Rams are solid. You're looking at one right there.
And now the starting defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. At left end, 11-year veteran, number 68, is L.C. Greenwood. At left tackle, 11-year veteran, number 75, Joe Green. Right tackle, 3-year veteran, number 67, Gary Dunn. At right end, 5-year veteran, number 76, John Banaszak. The left linebacker, 3-year veteran, number 53, Dennis Winston. Middle linebacker, 6-year veteran, number 58, Jack Lambert. Right linebacker, 3-year veteran, number 56, Robin Cole. The left cornerback, 2-year veteran, number 29, Ron Johnson. At right cornerback, a 10-year veteran, number 47, Mel Blount. At strong safety, 6-year veteran, number 31, Donnie Shell. And at free safety, 6-year veteran, number 24, J.T. Thomas. Head coach Chuck Noll and the rest of the defending Super Bowl champions, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt Barr will kick off for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the terrible towels from Pittsburgh are on exhibit everywhere.
He ran right by some of the Steelers.
There was a towel waiver in his jogging shorts, except they became sprinting shorts, who went all the length of the field and down through the Pittsburgh kicking team. Eddie Hill is number 24, one of the two deep men for the Rams. Looks like Hill will stay in the middle, and they hope he'll handle it. Eddie Brown is also back there, and so is Jim Jodak.
Might be the only places that these teams are weak in the kicking games, the special teams, huh?
Barr with a line drive. Jodak will return from the 12. Jodak Out to about the 30. That's where the Rams will operate. And already there's some extracurricular activity upfield. 17-yard return. Let's look at the Los Angeles offense.
Doug France, one of the best offensive tackles in football. The rookie Kent Hill. Rich Saul, who's a Pro Bowler. Big Dennis Hara going against Joe Green. Jackie Slater, who's played 3 spots this year well at right tackle. And, of course, one of the good tight ends, Terry Nelson.
The backfield of receivers, the quarterback. Number 15, Vince Ferragamo. The 2 runners, Wendell Tyler and Cullen Bryant. Wide receivers, Preston Gennard, number 88, and Billy Waddy, number 80. At the 28. Gennard in motion. Handoff is to Tyler. Nothing doing. Perhaps a yard. A swarming Pittsburgh defense led by Jack Lambert and Dennis Winston. Let's look at that defense.
You're going to see a lot of it. Greenwood, Joe Green, Gary Dunn, and Banaszak. And the people on that right side, by the way, give you a lot of action.
Linebackers, Dennis Winston, Jack Lambert, Robin Cole. In the secondary.
Everybody a tackler and a hitter, and tough on man-to-man coverage. Johnson, Mel Blunt, Donnie Shell, and J.T. Thomas.
2nd and 9. And now they'll operate for the moment, at least in the I formation. With Cullen Bryant right behind Ferragamo. The pitch back to Tyler, who slips down. Can't get back up in time before Jack Lambert is there again. It'll be 3rd and long, a situation you don't want. -4 on that play.
The leading tackler, 119 solos. Obviously, the linebacker needs a lot of help from people up front. Watch Joe Green coming through. Good play by Robin Cole on the outside. Turned it back, and the Rams are supposed to run well on natural grass.
It's the man who made the tackle. Middle linebacker, Jack Lambert. 3rd and 13 after that 4-yard loss. Lauren Cage, Gary Dunn have entered. Here's Ferragamo's first throw. Complete to Bryant. Outside the 30 to about the 33, where Donnie Shell was the first tackler there, number 31.
Big factor was that Ferragamo did have time. A lot of time. No pressure at all on him. But the Pittsburgh defense played inside the sticks and no first down.
So Ken Clark is number 13, the Ram kicker. And T-Bell, Theo Bell, back standing on the Pittsburgh 27-yard line. And he is dangerous.
And Clark has had a couple of blocks this year. See if the Steelers might be thinking about that early.
No pressure. Good kick from Clark. Chases Bell back to the 24. He gets away from Jodat. He might have a little room. Chased out of bounds by number 25, Eddie Brown. But the Pittsburgh Steelers will show us offense for the first time. 43-yard punt, 11-yard return. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
There's a flag down. They might call clipping, I think, on the Steelers. He made a couple of people miss, though, with just some darn good running. Actually ran away from where they were setting up the wall.
Fred Silva. A little problem, obviously, with the microphone that Silva is wearing. Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer start in the backfield for Pittsburgh. They have never lost the postseason game when they start together.
It's a tough defense to run on, but if anybody can do it, you figure it's Pittsburgh. John Kolb, 265 pounds at left tackle. Sam Davis, about the same. Webster, 5'11", about 265 at center. Steve Carson, the big second-year guard from South Carolina. Larry Brown, the former tight end, who's now 260. And Benny Cunningham, a 250-pound tight end.
Quarterback is Terry Bradshaw, Harris and Blyer. Of course, the runners, Lynn Swan and John Stallworth. Those familiar names wide on each side. Stallworth left, Swan right. To Blyer. First down, Pittsburgh.
The old toss trap. Nobody traps better inside between the tackles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the reason is it's very basic. It's honest football. If it breaks down, there's not a lot going wrong with it. All you got to do is get to the hole a little bit better and go off the trap blocker. Youngblood, Fanning, Larry Brooks, and Freddie Dreyer. Fanning, you can trap.
The linebackers, Youngblood, Jim, Reynolds, and Brzezinski. We'll get the secondary in a second. Franco Harris, Brzezinski, quick, and beats the block.
An attack, didn't he? Let's take a look and see what they did. Watch the bottom part of your screen. You'll see the Ohio Stater come across, set up. Actually, it wasn't too much of a block by Rocky Blyer. Blyer didn't get much on the linebacker at all.
Number 59 is Brzezinski, who made the tackle. The Rams secondary has Thomas, Perry, Elmendorf, and Nolan Cromwell. 2nd and 9. Blyer again with good yardage, and Blyer has another Pittsburgh first down. Brzezinski again on the tackle with help from Elmendorf.
And again, it's a cross block, a very simple football play. If you've been watching football, you've probably seen it for 30 years. Watch the left side of your screen. Let's see what they do with Fanning. They let him go down inside. Actually, Franco Harris, the fullback, didn't even have to block him. He chased the guard right out of the play. Inches?
Well, he might be a little bit short. I thought he had it. So it'll be 3rd and just a couple.
Grossman comes in, a very fine pass-catching tight end.
He'll also be in the game with Benny Cunningham.
They usually line up in that little wing back, short yardage offense, and they'll also trap from the outside with that, won't they?
That's what they did in the regular season, but in postseason play, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been phenomenal on 3rd down. Over 70% they have converted. It's Grossman in motion. That's Harris in motion. Motion enough for a Steeler first down.
People were talking all week, can Franco Harris run on grass like he does AstroTurf? Franco Harris can really run on almost anything. He's a flat-footed runner. He runs like an Indian coming through the forest. Icy turf, real grass, Franco Harris can run on anything.
Steelers have only played 2 games this year, regular season, on natural turf. But as Chuck Noll reminded us the other day, we were talking to him, don't forget we won last year's Super Bowl on natural grass. Larry Brooks hits Rocky Blyer in the backfield. He did well to hang on to the football.
John Madden was telling us coming out here this morning that Upshaw, the great offensive guard for Oakland, said Larry Brooks is the best defensive lineman he's ever played against. This time he's in the over defense, right on the nose of the center, and just completely wrecks the play. What an effort.
Larry Brown trying to come down the line and trap block on Brooks, and he just defeated him.
There he is. Serious fella.
2nd and 11. 1-yard loss. Bradshaw, first time today in a passing situation. Makes it work. Franco Harris to the 30. Inside the 30 to about the 26. Jim Youngblood finally made the tackle, but number 32 with a 32-yard pickup.
Beautiful call by Bradshaw. And remember, this quarterback does call his own plays. He's looking for Franco. It's just a swing right through, straight by the fullback. Franco caught, 26 passes during the season. But he's not the big guy that you worry about. Here it is. $220-pound runaway.
He cheated up closer to the line just before that play started. Blyer, perhaps, to the line of scrimmage. Brzezinski again, the first man to hit him.
Freddie Dryer got some of a ball carrier, too. One thing we found out about the Rams, and they did have 2 seasons. They had the first half of the season when everybody was hurt. And the second half when young Ferragamo came on for Hayden, and they are not a bunch of cute guys. They are not Hollywood types. They are a tough bunch of dudes, the Rams.
2nd and 10. 26-yard line of the Rams. Bradshaw calling. It's out to Harris. Jim Youngblood, number 53, and Elmendorf, number 42. Got him out of bounds after Franco got a couple.
I tell you, it's a great play by number 53, or Franco really has some yardage. It's a tear play, a toss. Look at Brown getting out in front, number 79. They get around Youngblood. He's probably still favoring that leg a little bit. And a good play by the linebacker coming from behind, closing on it.
There is Jim, not related to Jack, but both super athletes, good players. 3rd and 8 for Pittsburgh at the 24-yard line of Los Angeles. No score. 7:42 left to play in the first quarter of Super Bowl 14. 3 wide receivers for Pittsburgh now. Jim Smith is coming. Bradshaw going deep for Swan and just overthrown. Pat Thomas back there with him.
Oh, really did a hang job there. The ball was really hanging a long time. Here's Swan now. Faking the out, going straight up. Ooh, he beat Cromwell a little bit. Look at the offside cornerback get right back into it, though. Some play by number 27.
Pretty good move he put on there, wasn't it?
Pat Thomas was the one that showed up, or that might have been zipped on a line.
It'll be Matt Barr from 41 yards out, trying to put the Steelers on top first. That won't get there, I believe. Yes, it does. Just over the goalpost. Just barely over the crossbar.
Chuck Noll said the young Barr has missed a few field goals this year, but not the ones that really counted. That was a big one.
So with 7:31 left to play in the first quarter, Pittsburgh breaks on top. They lead on a 41-yard field goal by Barr.
On the next Throwback Thursday, Dave Damashek and Maurice Jones-Drew look back at one of the game's most dominant defenses ever.
The Chicago Bears are world champions of football.
Throwback Thursday, the 85 Bears, next Thursday at 8 on NFL Network.
From high above the Rose Bowl, Super Bowl 14. 3-0 Pittsburgh, a 41-yard field goal.
The Steelers had the ball 5 minutes and 5 seconds.
And an onside kick. Rams had it, dropped it. It was number 52, the Rams got it back. It was George Andrews that made the catch. But Barr executed that well. That almost worked early.
It's easy to do when you got a great defense like this, too. You're pretty cocky. You just say, what the heck? They're not going to do too much to us. Let's see if we can get it and blow the game open right away. Good play by Andrews.
They had him surrounded, didn't they?
A jump and catch.
So the Rams will take over at their own 41. That's the story of that scoring drive. Vince Ferragamo, the quarterback. Wendell Tyler and Cullen Bryant behind him. Throwing on first. He has time. He does. To Tyler. Knocked out of bounds in front of the Pittsburgh bench with a lot of authority by Donnie Shell.
Ferragamo hits the deck, too. He gets knocked down after he throws this. Here's the first man out of the backfield. His swing fan just cut it back. He gets behind Dirt Winston, who overdrops a little bit. And Ferragamo that time just sort of laid it out sidearm as he was being rushed. Here comes the rush on him. You're starting your 7th game.
Steve Burness was the man who leveled Ferragamo. 6-yard gain, however. Make it 2nd and 4 at the 46. That's Tyler again. Perhaps a little room and a little bit more. Wendell Tyler might go. Dirt Winston slips down and Tyler still on his feet. Donnie Shell drags him down at the 13.
What a run by Wendell Tyler. He had 6 runs over 30 yards this year. He led the NFC in long runs. 5.1 average. And watch him. These are not missed tackles. This is great running. There's a difference. Good blocks, too. I'll tell you, that was a good shoulder he got away from. Look at him slip through some guys that are all pro. There's Winston hitting the dirt. And now it's Donnie Shell. Finally gets him.
This was 39 yards by Tyler. Ram first down. At the 14-yard line of Pittsburgh, Lawrence McCutcheon is now in the backfield. Billy Waddy comes out of there in motion. This is McCutcheon. Down to the 8.
Last time the Rams played the Steelers and beat them, the backs were John Cappelletti and number 30 McCutcheon.
Dennis Winston made the tackle. 6-yard pickup by McCutcheon. The Steelers did such a job on Earl Campbell. Against Houston, I think a lot of people had the idea that no one would be able to run against them. They stifled Larry Zonka and the Dolphins as well. 2nd and 4. McCutcheon again to about the 5.
But the Steelers only had the goal line dented on the ground 9 times all year. That's a pretty fast lane leak they're in over there, too.
It'll be 3rd down. Looks like about 1.5 yards. Joe Green and group backed up at the moment by Ram running attack, which is what head coach Ray Malavasi said they had to do and thought they could do. We'll call it 3rd and 1. McCutcheon and Bryant, and this time it's McCutcheon again, and he'll have a 1st down. Inside the 5 and about the 3. Donnie Shell, the safety man, made the tackle.
That looks like the McCutcheon that used to roll up those 1,000-yard seasons before the injuries began to just be too much for him. Watch Nelson, the tight end, a good blocking tight end. Cuts Winston off the outside linebacker. They just shoved the big back through there. Good-looking offensive series.
Call it 1st and goal from the 3 as Gordon Gravel comes into the lineup. On offense for the Rams, Charlie Young is there as well, and Wendell Tyler is back. Lined up next to Cullen Bryant. Young is a flanker on the right side, right behind the other tight end, Terry Nelson. Doug France is a tight end on the other side. That's Tyler. I didn't see any officials' hands go up. Some Rams did, but it's not a touchdown.
The officials were right on the goal line, and I have a feeling our camera's right on the goal line, too. Let's check it. Ferragamo. To Tyler, who cuts back. Lambert over the top. Cole from the other side. Not even close.
J.T. Thomas, and watch that defense. Submarine and then come over the top. Inside the 1. 2nd and goal. Tyler. Again, the Rams go up with the hands, but nobody in the striped shirt does.
I thought somebody broke on the offensive line. They were going to get a flag, but one never dropped.
Robin Cole, the leading tackler.
There was a lot of fur flying when the play was over. Watch it now.
A lot of fur flying when it was going on.
Yeah, Wendell got almost with his back to the line. From here on, it was a sudden reversal. I think that's Robin Cole that did it. Tyler's hurt.
I thought that play was never going to be over.
Somebody wrenched the ball out of his hand and threw it about 20 feet up in the air.
It was Winston, I believe. And Wendell Tyler lying down on just about the 5-yard line. He has 5 carries, 37 yards. It'll be 3rd and goal when we come back.
Get it to your leading running back.
So it's 3rd down now at the 1. And McCutcheon has replaced Tyler. Cullen Bryant. And this time he gets in. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Maybe that's the best way to do it. Good blocking by the Rams on that left side of the line. They straightened everybody up. That's all they had to do.
They're looking right down that line, and all he has to do is break that imaginary plane. Pittsburgh knocked him back.
6 touchdowns for Cullen Bryant. Boy from Colorado's getting to be quite a fullback, isn't he?
That drive, 59 yards, 8 plays, and the Rams controlled the ball 4 minutes, 41 seconds. Frank Corral with Nolan Cromwell holding. Will try to make it 7-0. And it does. And again, there's a little activity after the play. Frank Corral will kick off for the Rams. Larry Anderson back deep for the Steelers.
59-yard drive and 8 plays and 4:41 used up.
Good kick back to the 2. Anderson. Still on his feet. And still. And turning it on before number 51 can knock him out of bounds, Joe Harris. If it hadn't been for Joe Harris, Pittsburgh might have been ahead again. 45-yard return.
Longest one during the year for Anderson was 44. But watch the blocking up in front. They get up in there, and nobody's dodging it. Broke one tackle, just ran through it. Corral never even got a finger on him. You're right, another yard. He might have gone right down the sidelines.
There's Larry Anderson in his second year only. Obviously with a lot of speed. First and 10 at the 47 for the Steelers. It's Franco Harris with good yardage and breaking and pounding for a Steelers first down before Nolan Cromwell makes the tackle.
Watch the block by Sam Davis to the right of your screen. Watch number 57. Cuts back inside. Gets Brooks on the ground. Tell you, for a big man, Franco still amazes me. He gets the hole faster than anybody.
I see a lot of people slipping down as they try to stop on this turf. As we told you before, it rained quite a bit earlier in the week. Lucky Meyer to the 40.
Brzezinski again, the big linebacker, and I mean, he stuck him. You can almost hear that one, huh? I can almost feel it. Watch this. Watch the linebacker to the left of your screen fire right in. Get rid of the block by Kolb. He doesn't even hit him. Got Rocky's attention.
Here's Bob trying to trap Mike Fanning. There's Ferragamo, who directed the Ram touchdown drive. Thinking about what's going to happen the next time we get it. Bradshaw has his man, the tight end, Benny Cunningham, open across the middle.
Anybody really throw it better on the pure pass right now than Bradshaw?
I don't think so. That one was a little low, but he can get it there.
It's catchable. Of course, when you got a number one draft choice, a tight end like that, Cunningham at 250, 6'4", it is a nice target. Watch this, though. Again, you'll put the point, finger on the point, throw that a little low. Pretty cool customer backing out of it, though.
See him look left as soon as he got the ball. 3rd and 2. Benny Cunningham and Randy Grossman, the other tight end, both in the game. There's a handoff to Meyer. He breaks the tackle and gets another first down, down to the 30. Elmendorf, the safety man on the tackle.
Big block by Sam Davis again. Big left guard pulled right over. And that Webster is such a horse to anchor your offensive line on its center. Nobody wanted him in the draft but Pittsburgh, you know.
And really nobody on Pittsburgh wanted him except the head coach.
They said he was too short. Webster something. There's Greenwood. Dig those shades.
Webster gets down very low. Hard for anybody to get underneath. Here's Swan coming back to him. First down, Pat Thomas, the defender.
Vermeil, A Football Life. Tonight at 9, only on NFL Network.
Pretty even after the first quarter, but the Rams had the scoreboard. Good pass for that last play on the hook.
1st and 10 on the 18 for Bradshaw and the Steelers. Bradshaw hit the ball behind his back momentarily. Started to run, then throws, has it at the 5-yard line, complete.
Rocky Bleier was open in the end zone for the entire play. Bradshaw couldn't get it loaded up and get it to number 20.
Pass complete to Cunningham, the tight end again.
Watch Bradshaw now. Fake, and then Bleier goes through and sort of strips it by taking Reynolds, the middle linebacker, out of there. Now there's some room for the tight end to take it. He is a big target.
Huge. Elmendorf up on the tackle, but it's 1st and goal at the 5. 250, 6'4.5". Benny Cunningham, the tight end, on the right side. Franco Harris tripped up at the line of scrimmage, might have gotten a yard. Fred Dreyer underneath, and Larry Brooks helped.
Great play by Dreyer. You beat John Kolb over there. You're doing quite a job. Watch the left part of your screen. See where 89 comes from. Number 72 is trying to go out and work on him there. That's Mullins, the guard.
Dreyer just got underneath. Beat the block. 2nd and goal just inside the 5. Caught it the 4. Bradshaw. Look at the stalwart. Has it. He gets knocked back. He caught it almost on top of the goal line and was knocked backwards.
Stallworth is just dynamite. He had 8 touchdowns during the regular season. 65-yarder, averaged almost 17 yards a catch. It's funny because Stallworth averaged about 17 yards a catch when he was in college, too. They get great position, and he and Swan can both jump out of the ballpark.
It's Rod Perry that prevented the touchdown for the Rams, but the Steelers are inside the 1. On 3rd down. Double tight ends over on the right. Fire in motion. Franco Harris trying to get in, and he will. Standing. Pittsburgh is back in the lead.
An even dozen touchdowns, 11 during the regular season. Only 2 men have more yardage rushing the football. Jim Brown and O.J. Simpson.
Not so bad to be 3rd behind those 2, is it?
Blyer gives him a little assist there. For a big guy, he can get it going, can't he?
Matt Barr with the punter, Craig Colquitt, holding at the 10-yard line. Steelers 9-7. Steelers 10-7. But a penalty marker is down.
Franco Harris has now scored 16 touchdowns in postseason play. Until Harris goes on no record.
Microphone not working. The extra point is good.
On the next episode of Top 100, amazing to watch.
He will always make a play.
2 playmaking wideouts grab their spot on the list.
When you got a home run threat like that, it's incredibly tough.
The Top 100 Players of 2016, Wednesday at 8 on NFL Network.
Matt Barr set to kick off. Eddie Hill back deep for the Los Angeles Rams. Here's Barr.
And no turnovers in that first quarter by either team.
It will be handled by Joe Dat again. Down the far sideline and knocked out of bounds before he got back to the 20 by Rick Moser. Wendell Tyler is back in the game with Cullen Bryant as the 2 Rams setbacks behind Ferragamo. That's Tyler. And again, good yardage. He can move.
Took it inside. Then Winston made his move. Then he dipped back to the outside. Wendell's only 190 pounds. We were impressed a couple of weeks ago when he ran so hard against Tampa Bay, a very tough tackling team that McKay has. Here it is. Man in motion is Bryant. He's out in front now. That's like a guard out in front of you. Good block on Greenwood. Here's the dip that got him there. And again, you can't run outside unless your outside receivers will give themselves up and come in there and block.
J.T. Thomas made the tackle. 2nd and 3 for the Rams. Pittsburgh leading 10-7 with 12.5 minutes left in the first half. Cullen Bryant struggles to break a tackle before Robin Cole tackles him.
Cole really played the trap block. Number 60, Herky Hara, the big right guard, 265 pounds. And watch Cole set up. Sort of the bottom of your screen, you might see it. Makes the big guy go ahead and throw a little early. Makes the tackle. Needed some help, though.
3rd and 1 at the 28. Steelers stacked up in an odd defensive setup. Tyler trying to get to the outside, and he will. And he'll have a Ram first down out to about the 33. Jack Lambert was the first tackler in black.
That's Franco. Pretty casual dude, isn't he?
Pretty effective as well.
This does so darn much charity work, they have to tell him not to do it. He will sign on and help kids 7 days a week.
Well, there must have been 75 youngsters in the lobby of the hotel when we were down there the other night. And the one guy in the middle signing autographs was Franco Harris.
Didn't disappoint a one, did he?
Tyler has 7 carries for 49 yards. He's still in the backfield with Cullen Bryant for the Rams. 33-yard line, the line of scrimmage, and Ferragamo will throw. Outside, Tyler cuts behind a couple of blocks and gets another one. And then goes out of bounds over in the front of the Pittsburgh bench hit down by Jack Lambert, and it looks like he might be hurt again.
Good effort downfield that time, especially by the big rookie guard, Ken Hill, number 72. Swindle down again, this time in the Pittsburgh bench.
He was holding his right knee.
Ferragamo makes this look pretty good for a young quarterback. Looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. And then drops it quickly as the screen forms. Watch number 72 out here. Stay on his feet right there. And give Shell a darn good block downfield.
Lambert, it appeared, might have fallen on one of Tyler's ankles. Ferragamo's 3 out of 3.
And the screen pass just scares secondary people to death.
McCutcheon goes in motion. As Tyler went out, the pitch is back to Cullen Bryant. And Cullen slams almost to midfield. Jack Lambert again on the tackle.
Big Mike Fanning. Cody Jones went down, and Mike has taken over that tackle spot and played very well.
Jack Youngblood. Jackie Slater.
Okay, he's right in the middle of that trio. That's Nelson on the outside. Slater keep working on L.C. Greenwood. Just keeps working at it, doesn't he?
Stayed with him. 2nd and 6. 4 yards to Bryant. McCutcheon lined up close, and he'll vacate the backfield as a pass receiver. Ferragamo has McCutcheon. Perfect throw, just a little bit behind him, so he was turning away from the Pittsburgh defenders. Robin Cole and J.T. Thomas with a 2.
Gary Dunn put a pretty good rush on it. Looks like Ferragamo's going to get his feet tangled up. He's backing straight out, doesn't get sent very well, but catches McCutcheon, who has just swung all the way across and in front of those linebackers. Pretty good throw.
Lawrence McCutcheon, who had some leg problems, lost his job to Wendell Tyler, but has performed well today, as he did so many years before. First down, Rams at the Pittsburgh 36. Preston Denard and Ron Smith. Wide to the right. Come back the other way with McCutcheon. Not successfully. Robin Cole made the tackle.
Remember, Jack Ham, the great All-Pro, isn't playing. He's up here in the booth with us on crutches. These two young linebackers on either side of Lambert, Cole and Winston, are really going to be great. Robin Cole is some kind of a mean guy, and that's the way you should be if you're going to be a linebacker, especially for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They don't have too many guests, as you say. It'll be 2nd and 12 as Wendell Tyler is back in. For a Pittsburgh defense and the Ram defense are both more than just good. Blitz is on. Ferragamo aiming down the right side to Billy Waddy, and a pass interference flag is down.
I believe it's Shell, Donnie Shell. Looked like he threw the elbow out. And boy, the official this time is standing right on it. The blitz is anticipated, picked up. Here's the lob. Donnie Shell turned into him just a little bit with the arm.
Hooked him with his right elbow. So the Rams will pick up a first down, 20 yards on that play.
And not a lot of arguing by Shell either. If he'd have gotten further in front of Smith, it would have been legal because then Smith would have had to come through him.
No hesitation on the call, was there?
Billy Waddy, I believe that was.
It was Billy Waddy, yeah. At the 18, the Rams have another first. Tyler in motion. Cullen Bryant, the ball carrier, cuts back. Down to near the 10. Robin Cole on the tackle.
Hey.
Lambert also there.
That is the first time I have ever seen a double move by Cullen Bryant. He's usually a straight cut guy and then a load. But watch the move he makes as he comes behind Doug Francis, collapsing. Look at this move. He's been working on his footwork.
It'll be 2nd and 2. Clock running with 8 minutes, 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Pittsburgh 10, Los Angeles 7. Long count. Tyler gets the call. Joe Green gets the tackle. Tyler still on his feet. Still. Robin Cole and then Dennis Winston. And finally, J.T. Thomas, number 24.
Wendell Tyler took 2 or 3 days off after the Tampa game just to sit in warm water and get the soreness out from the beating he took. He's going to have to do it again tomorrow, win or lose. They are hitting him.
Again, Joe Green lined up in that gap between the center and the guard, and he's hard to handle from there.
And you know, Lambert stacks right behind him when they play a game.
You can't get at Lambert.
Just Lionel Taylor in charge of the offensive receivers.
3rd and 6 at the 14. Blitz is on. Ferragamo throwing the jump ball to Ron Smith. You can't hang on. He would have been out of the end zone anyway. Donnie Shell was back there with him.
Somebody's down for the Rams. A tremendous safety blitz. Watch the right part of your screen. See if the safety man comes there. You can see Taves going. Here comes JT. They pick it up pretty well. Joe Green gets his hands up. Smith almost made another great catch. He's the one that made that one at halftime against Dallas.
The injured Ram that you mentioned is Wendell Tyler again. There he goes. 26 is having a tough day. A 31-yard field goal to be attempted by Frank Corral. He's missed his last 9 from outside the 30. But he got that one. Tie game, 10-10. 7 minutes, 21 seconds left first half.
He said your advice helped him. He said thank you a lot.
What did I say?
Just kick it good.
Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, Super Bowl 14 on CBS. Ray Malavasi watching his team battle back to a tie. Larry Anderson returning a line drive kickoff. He almost broke one before. And he almost broke this one. He's out to the 45 and gets right up. A cartwheel. Kickoff return of 38 yards.
Let's watch it. And again, it's the aggressive. It's not a deep kick. It got to about the 6-yard line. And the Steelers come out flying at that Ram kickoff coverage team, which is, boy, they're having some problems today. Corral gets one chance and makes the tackle.
Kicker Frank Corral is the man who sent him head over heels, but a good return again. Pittsburgh will operate in the 45. The forward handoff to Harris. What do they use a lot? And Franco is taken down on a good play by Rod Perry.
Boy, Perry really made a tackle because Mullins got a super block to get Franco outside. Again, if you're playing a great back that likes to dip and go, you anticipate it. Watch Perry play this. 72 gets out. Watch Mullins. He'll cut Rudinsky down. Now Franco's running a little bit too deep. Perry just played it perfectly. Hit him right at the knees.
And dunked right under Stallworth. And Sid Thornton is now the Steeler running back with Franco Harris. With number 38. Straight ahead, Bradshaw. He saw something, and he took it.
Remember, late in the year, especially in Super Bowls or playoffs, he runs a lot, and nothing can hurt the defense more than that.
There's L.C. Greenwood.
He's big. He's 6'3". Stepped right between Fanning and Brooks.
It's the Harris who's hit by Fanning. And it's short of a first down. Nolan Cromwell was up there close. It's about 2 feet short, it looks like.
What a play by Fanning. Watch it. Brooks actually got trapped by Brown, and if Fanning hadn't stopped that, that would have been a first. A clean first.
And maybe more. Here is Big Mike Fanning in his 5th year. Coming up, the first Pittsburgh punt of the day by number 5, Craig Colquitt, who's a 2-step kicker, and it's most difficult to block one against him.
Out of Tennessee, right? A Tennessee trotter, they call it.
Hold it. Eddie Brown fielded it. Pittsburgh was offside. Too much time, I believe.
The one thing that Chuck Noll cannot stand is when they do something that is just not very bright. It's a big fella.
There's Wendell Tyler, who's been in and out of the game. He's been hurt 3 times already. The information that we get almost every time is that he had become nauseous.
That's sick of getting hit. I told you.
And this is the right place to come for that.
Doesn't really hurt the punt, does it?
Not much. Eddie Brown, instead of standing at the 10, is now at the 15. There's Terry Bradshaw. Rams have had a punt once. Pittsburgh now has had a punt once. Oh, good kick. Better kick than the other one.
Oh, what a kick.
Ball bounces into the end zone as Eddie Brown made a fine play by knocking Anderson out of bounds.
Vermeil, A Football Life. Tonight at 9, only on NFL Network.
That is funny.
Ray Malavasi looks like he doesn't know the area code.
Looks like they put him on hold. He's really a good coach, though. You know, he's a very bright guy.
And has done an outstanding job. Game 10. 4:56 left first half. This is McCutcheon with no place to go. Kurt Winston and Steve Furness collaborated on that stop.
Well, those linebackers show quickly, you know. There's Corral, the kicker, who's nursing a sore arm from making those tackles.
Making that tackle on Anderson on the kickoff, I'll bet you.
You kickers, though, are just so unselfish, it's incredible.
Just on the field.
Wouldn't you think that you could take advantage of linebackers that are young and show that fast? But it's very hard to fool these guys with screens.
That's what the Rams have been able to manage on first down so far. They didn't help that average with that last one, 2nd and 10. Again, that gap defense for Pittsburgh. Green pointed in and Furness. Oh, that's Cullen Bryant. And L.C. Greenwood from the outside with the yellow shoes.
He's not supposed to have the big upper arm strength and all, but watch L.C. play this number 68. Talk about closing down off the tackle. He came right through Slater. Great play.
There's that defense. Look at him pointed in on the center like that. That's got to be terrifying.
Incredible. And a great tackle on the end of it.
It'll be 3rd down. Ferragamo backpedals on a time. Pass caught by Terry Nelson, and what a catch it was. And now the Steelers come up with it. And Donnie Shell has run into the end zone, and the officials will beat for a moment.
He's got to get a ticket to get back in. He's already setting it up.
Donnie Shell, a free agent. One of very few on the Pittsburgh team.
Good catch by Nelson, again short of the sticks, though. He played down in yardage with Pittsburgh because they know where the sticks are. Pretty good pass protection. McCutcheon's kept in the block. Good catch by Nelson.
I'll stay.
Shell's right there, though.
Nelson had it, then he lost it when he hit the ground, and now Shell comes up with it and hits the official. Ken Clark. There's the Ram punter. Again, they don't put much pressure on him. Theo Bell will handle it at the 31. And this time, Jim Jodat and Dan Reisick are down after a 42-yard kick by Clark. Terry Bradshaw and the Steeler offensive unit are back. 3:14 left to play the first half. No Super Bowl ever has ever been tied at the half.
Wow. Bradshaw, 5 of 6 for 68. Looks like he's changing now, doing automatic.
Got Sid Thornton back in there with Franco Harris. He fakes an inside handoff. He has a lot of time. And it's picked off by Elmendorf. Elmendorf with the Ram interception. Gary Mullins made the stop. Bradshaw never saw it.
Elmendorf only had 3 interceptions during the season, but he's played with that collar on his neck from the pinched nerve. But he held this bunch together, and he's always been a gutsy ball player. He's a Texas Aggie. He's labored a little bit, but he's got that ball.
It's intended for Lynn Swan, number 88, cutting across. Elmendorf played it well. Timeout, Los Angeles. Ferragamo just got onto the field. Wendell Tyler back in the game as a running back for Los Angeles. Blitz is on. Ferragamo is down. Robin Cole. J.T. Thomas also was blitzing.
How many linebackers came? Both outside linebackers dog. Winston's picked up. Robin Cole is there, and there's nobody left to get him. Hello there. First sack after the first turnover of the game, the interception. It's a good time to come with the blitz.
One of the keys to that, you can see, is the two inside men, Green and Dunn, occupy three blockers. That's got to free up somebody. Second and 20 as Ferragamo will throw again. Does throw. Cullen Bryant can't hold on, and it's probably just as well.
There's a coach that made his first draft count, didn't he? He got Joe Green. The next year, he took Terry Bradshaw.
That's a pretty good start. That's what you were talking about a minute ago. It's total yards.
$18,000 for the winner and $9,000 for the loser. There's a statistic right there.
Yeah, very important one. 3rd and 20 for the Rams. Again, Pittsburgh looks like they're going to send some linebackers, but they don't. This time it's a two-man rush. Cullen Bryant bangs down inside the 40 to the 37. Dennis Winston made the tackle, 12-yard pickup. Don't know if we'll see Frank Corral or not.
This time Denard comes inside on the man in motion and clears out. Bryant actually did a swing all the way across, but way short of a first down. Here's Denard being just told to stop worrying about running straight up and run nines. You're not going to do it today.
Wow. Field goal kicker is not there. 2 minutes left in the first half. Hunter Clark was on. Now he went back off.
On the next Throwback Thursday, Dave Damashek and Maurice Jones-Drew look back at one of the game's most dominant defenses ever.
The Chicago Bears are world champions of football.
Throwback Thursday, the 85 Bears. Next Thursday at 8 on NFL Network.
After many conferences over with Ray Malavasi, it looks like the Rams are going to try to go for a first down. A lot of faith in the defense when you do something like that. Pittsburgh puts in extra defenders.
Yeah, then Pittsburgh just put back another back in and a defensive lineman. I think Dunn came back in.
Derek Dunn came in. Rams are going for the first down. They need 8. Out of field goal range. They have 2 wide receivers on the right side of the offense, and now motion. Again, the Steelers blitz. Pass is complete, and they have their first down. It was Billy Waddy who came out with a catch. And a good throw from Ferragamo.
And Donnie Shell, the safety man, is the one they appear to be not working on, but at least completing passes on. Let's see how the pass protection held up. Excellent. And Waddy, who's not known for being a great inside pattern runner, did a pretty good hang tough job in there.
Especially with Donnie Shell whacking you in the back. Rams first down at the Pittsburgh 27. Score tied at 10 apiece. Ron Smith and Preston Denard. Split wide to the left. Nelson has it. They hung on.
J.T. Thomas hit him up in the air. Nelson has made 2 great catches. Watch the way the young quarterback from Nebraska gets it off early. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time. Nor does he need it. Good target. Anybody that keeps Charlie Young on the bench is a pretty good tight end.
Terrific job by Terry Nelson. Terrific blocking, too, by Saul up front on Joe Green. Ram timeout.
That's an effort.
Ferragamo is 8 out of 10 for 83 yards. Not bad. 58 seconds left in the first half. Lionel Taylor looking on and conferring with his receiving corps. Rams have 1 timeout left. Pittsburgh has all 3. Jack Lambert is number 58.
Coach Burley's, huh?
Right. CBS News is going to present a special report Monday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Iowa caucus. Before the Iowa caucuses in 1976, Jimmy Carter was Jimmy who?
Now that New Hampshire is sort of faded. This is a very important situation in Iowa.
We wonder what's going to happen in 1980. Join anchorman Walter Cronkite and the Campaign 80 team over most of these CBS stations. 11:30 Eastern Time Monday night.
All right, well, Pittsburgh put some pressure on. The last time after the interception, they came with the two outside linebacker blitz. I wonder if that's what Malavasi and Ferragamo will anticipate.
On Malavasi's left, the right of your picture, is backup quarterback Bob Lee, who has been in Super Bowls before, but with different teams. Here's Ferragamo looking deep. Looked like Denard might have had a half a step on Ron Johnson, was it?
Yeah, and Winston did come, the linebacker from Arkansas, number 53. By the way, Chuck Noll the other day said that Winston might be the best athlete at that size he has ever seen, which is quite a compliment from the Super Bowl coach. Huh?
And what round did they get him in? Fifth?
Fifth round out of Arkansas. He was a defensive end, wasn't he, at your old school?
Yes. 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line. Again, the pass in the corner intended for Preston Denard or Billy Waddy. Waddy, number 80.
Runs a 40 and 4.35. It's another one of those fast Colorado fellas, right? Again, the blitz was anticipated, and it came, but it was handled. This is almost a touch. Boy, what an effort that was.
He got way off it, man. Ron Johnson was back there with him. I just wonder what kind of shape Corral is in. We saw him walking on the Ram bench a minute ago with a big bandage on his arm.
He's just been in and out kicking, hasn't he? His stroke's gone, huh?
He's got one today. 31 yards, and this one, if they do have to go field goal, wouldn't be quite that long. Oh, the blitz is on. Ferragamo's chased and goes down, throws, and it looks like the flag might go down on this one.
Oh, there's going to be a fight on this one. Banaszak made the big move on Ferragamo. And I mean, they line up everybody but Art Rooney Sr.
Looked like it was very close to being intentional grounding, but there must have been a receiver somewhere in the area. Ferragamo was almost down when he let it go. In fact, they ruled that he was down.
You want to see a total blitz situation? Here's what he faced. It's called chaos. There's so many people coming, you blockers don't even know who to hold sometimes. That's Banaszak. I thought he was down.
That's what they ruled, that he was on the grass. This will be a 45-yard effort by Corral. Still got that bandage on his right arm. It's good.
Ooh. One stage this year, he missed 7 of 10 attempts during the middle of the season. Boy, you really helped him out. One less than by Summerall, and Corral is back to kicking him.
Wow, look at this. Just inside the upright and just over the crossbar.
Good weight, huh?
13-10, the Rams back in the lead. Chuck Noll looking on. Steelers have 14 seconds left on the clock in the first half. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Super Bowl 10, Dallas did lead Pittsburgh at the half, I think, didn't they?
Right. They did.
But the final score is still what they
belong to Pittsburgh.
Issue checks on, huh?
Corral, who just put the Rams back ahead. Larry Anderson back deep for Pittsburgh, and he has almost broken a couple. At the 7-yard line, he'll operate this time. And again, he's got some room, and again, he's outside the 40 to about the 45, and immediately comes up signaling for a timeout. Dwayne Osteen finally made the tackle. Boy, that's 3 good run backs.
He's from Louisiana Tech in his 2nd year.
Penalty marker down on the far side of the field.
Let's take a look at this. He really knows what he's doing. He draws everybody down the middle and then gets it to the outside. Robin Cole's blocking on that kickoff return team, too, pretty well.
They nailed him for illegal use of the hands. And with 6 seconds left on the clock in the first half, the Steelers will operate from their own 24. The outside screen to Swan. Jim Youngblood out there to take it by the jersey, and that'll do it for the first half. The Rams, surprisingly, lead Pittsburgh 13-10 with another half to go. You know, you talk with anyone who's connected with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they'll say, we don't concern ourselves with what the other people do. We'll just continue to what we do best. They may have to change that philosophy.
Well, the fourth quarter is a great Steeler quarter. By that time, they've gotten you beaten up. They know what they can do. So if you're not ahead of Pittsburgh going into the fourth, you're in real trouble. Stats, though, are as even as you can get. 127 yards total for Pittsburgh, 130 yards for the Los Angeles Rams. But Ferragano's been outstanding.
I was just about to say, you can't deny how successful he's been, especially when he has time. So we'll watch it as we get ready for the kickoff of Super Bowl number 14, second half. It'll be Frank Corral. Apparently his arm was not hurt too badly as he made a tackle on that man, Larry Anderson, in the first half. And it was a crucial tackle. Anderson has almost broken 3 kickoffs. Here's another liner that he should be able to bring back. At the 2 he starts. Rams up 13-10. Here he comes again. Corral again has to knock him out of bounds.
And Pat, I've got to think that Chuck Noll and that staff have seen something in the coverage by the Rams. They had so many rolls of film in Chuck Noll's room the other day.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like Cecil B. DeMille's retreat or something.
37 yards.